When people think of their grandmas, they usually think of classy ladies in furs with old school values like church and racism. They think of rambunctious troublemakers in velour jumpsuits, making sex jokes to make people uncomfortable. My grandma is somewhere in between. My grandma's a cantankerous woman, 88 years of age. She had one brother and one sister and outlived them both. I didn't really like my grandma when I was younger. Old people freaked me out. And my brother and I would hide when she would come over, dreading the oncoming kisses and lipstick smudges that would grace our cheeks. She smells like juicy fruit and chicken soup. I don't really have that many memories of my grandma when I was younger, except for her sitting at the heads of tables like a queen, seeing that she is the matriarch of the family. But in the past couple of years, I've had some really funny moments with her, and I'd like to share them with you. One thing that my grandma is notorious for is being dissatisfied with her meal. For a woman that survives on cherry danishes and pistachio ice cream, real food can be a big disappointment. And it doesn't just have to come from a fancy restaurant. It was the middle of the afternoon at my lake cottage in Michigan, and we had just arrived for the weekend. My mom was making BLTs, and she had served my grandma first. Everybody else was getting their sandwich, and we were all enjoying our food when we hear there's not enough mayonnaise on this sandwich. My nanny is staring at her sandwich, and glum is the only appropriate descriptor for her expression. She was staring at a BLT glumly. There's not enough mayonnaise on my sandwich. Nancy! 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 What, Mom? What? There's not enough mayonnaise on my sandwich. Fine, Mom. Is this enough mayonnaise for you? Oh, now that's mayonnaise. She didn't even realize that she was being difficult. It was a grotesque amount of mayonnaise, but she got her way. My grandma seems to have her best moments at our lake cottage. My brother and I had to take her out onto the pier. Walk her in place, skin flaps blowing in the wind. We were on our way. And suddenly, Nani steps on a wood chip. Oh, what was that, macaroni? Why would a piece of raw macaroni be outside? Rogue macaroni be damned! She trudged forth courageous. But despite all of her glittering moments, she is getting old. Just last weekend, she was over at our house for dinner, and she saw a bag that read authority. She went over to investigate. Found it was chicken jerky. She ate some. It was chicken jerky dog treats. When my dad asked her how she liked it, she goes, "Well, now I know it's dog food." She couldn't discern the obvious picture of a collie on the front. My brother and I were going to see a movie later that night, and she asked us, "What are you going to see?" I said, "Divergent." She goes, "I don't think you two should be seeing a dirty movie." No, Nani, Divergent. Inside a virgin? No, Grandma, it's about a dystopian Chicago. But even though her follies can be funny, it could really put her in danger. She's failed her driving test 4 times in the past 5 years. And she can hardly see level, let alone over a steering wheel. She's about 4'10". And everybody in our family knows that it wouldn't be safe for her to be out on the road, except for her. But sometimes letting go of her independence and her pride can get in the way of having a conversation with her. And I know it's hard on my mom to see her mom get to be this way. This silly, funny version of my nanny is the only version I know, but my mom knew someone that raised 4 daughters and didn't need to use a cane to walk, and remembered that sometimes it wasn't always appropriate to call people at 2 a.m. But despite all this, my nanny has stayed true to who she is. She could complain the year off a donkey, but she knows that it could be worse. And despite being fussy, cranky, silly, and caring, she's a really good person, and it's getting hard on her. And I love her so much, and I wouldn't know who I would be without her, especially my sense of humor. She couldn't be here tonight, but I've written her a letter. Dear Nani, thank you for being the rock that keeps us together. Thank you for supporting me in theater. And I'm sorry that quitting ice skating made you sad. I hope you know how much these moments mean to me, because I'd rather see the humor in you than see your faults. I hope you can come over Sunday for lunch. I think my mom is making BLTs. Extra mayo. I love you. I'll call you tomorrow. Chloe. And no, I'm not done. And I can think of nothing better to describe my grandma than one of her favorite anecdotes. I may be old, but I'm young in spirit.